What's going on? Today, we're going to be discussing RAD140 and how it compares to actual steroids. This is actually interesting because now I've done both and I can actually come from, a non-biased place and compare them, pretty well. So, going from there, RAD140 is no joke. I mean, especially at higher doses, we're talking like 30 mgs a day plus. You will put on some serious tissue. You're definitely going to get stronger. It's no joke. It's definitely comparable to, oral steroids. Probably like, I don't know, I would say anecdotal. I've never heard anybody else say that, but it's similar in the fact blood pressure is going to be elevated. You definitely have you're stronger. I guess the difference is anecdotal makes you stronger like immediately. RAD140 kind of takes a little time to build up in your system. But like also anecdotal kind of makes you, I guess it's pretty dry, relatively, but RAD140 is very dry. I mean, like you get dry, hard gains, vascular. It's the real deal. It really is. Now, it affected my blood work a little bit, but really not that bad. My liver enzymes were like slightly elevated, but it was really nothing crazy. It actually lowered my total cholesterol. So, whatever. I sound like a fanboy right now for this shit, but this is the truth. That's what it did. I'm not even, to be honest, I'm not taking it now. I don't really plan on taking it again. I just had a pretty good experience when I did take it. I actually took it twice, but the second time was a good experience. So, now that brings me, what am I doing right now and how am I comparing it? So lately I've been running 500 tests, 600 EQ, and I just added a teeny bit of trend. So far, the trend hasn't done too much. I think maybe I've gotten a slight increase in strength and I appear to be a little bit more vascular when I got a pump, but it's hard to tell at this point because also I've been on the test and EQ for a while and the EQ is really starting to kick in. So I'm noticing, some just real, lean, dry, clean gains from that EQ steadily occurring. And then as I added, the trend. So, we're just going to keep track. But the thing is, man, I got a pretty dope look from that RAD140 in 8 weeks. And I'm definitely bigger now. I'm not as lean as I was when I was taking that, but I was cutting. I mean, it was the summertime, and now I'm bulking. I'm trying to put on size. So that doesn't really matter. But, I definitely feel like they are comparable. I hear a lot of people say RAD140 SARMs are bullshit. They're not. They are legit if taken and used correctly. But the real question when it comes down to is what do you feel more comfortable using as an individual? Something that's been studied, tested, tried, and true, like steroids, basically 100 years of use, versus these SARMs, which are fairly newer. They don't really have any human trials. It's all anecdotal. So it's up to you, right? You got to take your health in your own hands. I actually had a really good doctor once told me you can't ever put your health into somebody else's hands. You got to keep track of that shit because nobody cares about your life like you do, right? That's just the truth. So stay on top of your shit. Are they comparable? I mean, yeah, but listen, I'm also a virgin kind of with steroids. I'm just starting to get into it. Like I said, I just added trend for the first time. I've never used it before. So, am I the best person to compare? Maybe not. I'm sure a cycle 500 trend blows fucking RAD140 out of the fucking water. It's not even close. But, and also, the thing is, you can only take it for so long. The test and EQ is kind of a long-term thing, and you really do notice the gains steadily as you go. Whereas RAD140 is you blow up, and then when you come off it, you lose a lot of that. The strength is definitely acute. You put on some tissue, especially if what I did is I raised my TRT dose. So when I took RAD140, I used it at a TRT dose of testosterone and just used that as my main anabolic. And it was effective, like I said. But what I did when I came off is I slightly raised my test. I had a really low test base when I was using it. I think I was 125, maybe 150. I think towards the end, I started at 125 and maybe pushed it to 150. So then when I came off it, I pushed my TRT to 200 and I actually was able to maintain some of that, size, some of the strength, some of the gains. Definitely not all of it, but I think more than if I just stayed at the normal TRT dose. So that's a little thing, tip or trick. I'll probably make a different video about that. For you guys out there that are trying SARMs for the first time, you're on TRT, it's a good trick. It definitely works. So, in my team SARMs and my team steroids, I'm neither one, man. It depends on your situation, what your goals are, and everything like that. Also, your risk tolerance, right? So, that being said, it's ultimately your decision. I'm just here to give you my point of view, my story, and, hopefully help you guys make a better decision. Peace.